A very warm welcome to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now for the eISL powered by Coca-Cola with associate sponsors Hero, esports partner Nordwind Gaming, platform partner PlayStation, and digital collectible partner Terra Virtua. My name is Warren Super Johnny John. I'm going to be your host for this finals, ladies and gentlemen, a 4-month-long affair finally about to conclude, and it is definitely going to be quite epic with the way the matches are lined up. And joining me on the desk, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be the personalities that you guys have been listening to, hearing their voices throughout the 4 months. Please welcome Azim and Fixes. We are finally here. The grand final is about to begin in a few short minutes, and the journey for these teams has been incredible.
Yes, today is the date where we finally settle the scores, right?
Yes.
They have gone against each other in the past for 3 occasions, and once it was Chennai coming out as the victors, then we did have a draw coming in, and then when it all mattered in the playoffs, it was Mumbai City FC who came out through. So today is the day where we finally know who's going to be the better team.
Exactly, and I mean, with the Hero ISL finals also concluding just a few moments earlier, and Hyderabad FC over there taking an amazing win for themselves in the penalties. I mean, it is definitely going to be quite incredible to see 2 more clubs in action, this time although in the virtual arena, that is the world of FIFA. And Azim, if you could help the viewers understand how we have gone about things since the start of the league till now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for people who have been watching the regular eISL broadcast since November, I think you would be fairly familiar with how this works. But of course, we are on TV today for the first time in the tournament, and of course, fitting time for to be on television with the finals. But for those of you who are new to the eISL, of course, we do use the game mode called FUT, FIFA Ultimate Team, within the mode, where of course we do have the 2 teams, Chennaiyin FC and Mumbai City FC. But to add that competitive element, this is the most competitive game mode. It's also the most popular game mode. And to unlock the capabilities of these players, they have access to all the players within the game to really suit their styles. So you're going to be seeing a few icons, some of your favorite players as well. And it just allows them to tweak and change things around to match their style perfectly. And yes, you will see the same players on the same sides, but don't get scared. That's just how the game works, and it's going to be super, super exciting.
I mean, it is definitely going to be exciting, as you told us about how these lads have been given the opportunity to unlock their best play at their best level. And I think that is what will be required for them, because there is a lot on the line today. And we talk about the prize money itself, the prize pool for the eISL, ladies and gentlemen. It is pretty massive, and for this match that is about to be played, the winner will be walking away with 15 lakh rupees.
Oof. Now that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
The biggest ever prize pool that we have seen in competitive FIFA in India, at least. And not just that, you're getting that 4 lakhs also for the MVP. And we do have a competition between the teammates themselves, and even adding along the NFT by Terra Virtua. I think I'm really looking forward to it.
I mean, everyone is like waiting for the match to begin, waiting for the action to commence, so we can actually witness what these lads have prepared for the finals. Because yesterday, again, during the semi-finals, it was quite an interesting affair where we saw Mumbai City FC at least take quite a comfortable win again in their matchup against FC Goa, but Chennaiyin FC on the other side had to make their run through the lower bracket. And even for Chennaiyin FC, this is going to be revenge, because Mumbai City FC was the team that sent them to the lower bracket in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure we will get to have a look at the brackets in just a little bit. But yeah, it is a bit of a grudge match. It's a bit of a redemption arc, shall we say, for Chennaiyin FC. Having stumbled that first step, the first time that they went up against Mumbai City FC, then got that big win. First against SC East Bengal, then against FC Goa. So they've really been through the laundry over here. They've really had to work their way back in. But yes, Mumbai City FC, Chennaiyin FC, I did say this yesterday while we were watching the upper and lower bracket finals as well. Now, these are the 2 form teams. These are the 4 players who have been probably the most consistent, and they are currently in the best form that they have been in the tournament. So we're really going to see absolutely top-notch, top-quality FIFA, and I just absolutely cannot wait for us to get going.
And again, as we have been saying, as we have been repeating ourselves, it has been a 4-month-long journey for these lads. And Fixes, if you could take us through as to how you have seen them evolve during this time.
Oh, a lot has happened. A lot has happened because when initially eISL started off, Chennaiyin FC were touted to be the winners. You know, a lot of people were saying just hand them over the trophy. And then we did witness a lot of changes coming in. Then we did witness SC's Bengal taking that top spot. Then we had Mumbai City FC also have their chance. So all the top four teams that we had in the playoffs did have their fair share of time in the overall top leaderboards throughout the league stages. But yesterday we did have to say adieu to SC's Bengal also, you know, long run coming to an end finally, and also for the boys of FC Goa. But it all comes down over here, right? Considering how the matches have been panning out, you talk about the previous matchup, right? It was something of a risk, a gamble that Chennaiyin FC took, which did not work out in their favor. They changed up their matchups. You know, we ideally witnessed, you know, Saransh going up against Ashwin. They tried something really different. And Mumbai City FC had different plans in mind. But the way Chennaiyin FC have boarded the hype train, getting into the loser brackets, then just cruising their way into the finals, I think this has been a dream run for them as well.
I mean, it is going to be quite interesting to see what they will be able to accomplish today. As you said, I mean, they are indeed the favorites to win it all. But Mumbai City FC, their journey and their improvements that they've shown during the league itself, it was very impressive what this team has accomplished. And even today, I mean, even though, as you said, everyone is thinking, all right, Chennaiyin FC, they will have an opportunity, but Mumbai City FC, they will put up a really, really amazing fight. And if we have a look at the matchups as well, Fixes, you did point out, I mean, the last time things got a little interesting. Maybe this time as well, we're going to see some incredible matchups. And it will be Ashwin taking on Saransh in game number 1. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, will be Tikka going against Naveen. And then we have the co-op matchup where Mumbai City FC usually tend to dominate quite a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, for people who are new to the eISL, if you haven't been tuning in, we're talking here about Ashwin and Saransh, and two of the veterans, shall we say, of the scene, even though they're just like early 20s, the both of them. These guys, I mean, Saransh, Jen, what do you say about him that hasn't been said before? This is a guy who's won pretty much every international FIFA tournament there is to offer, one of the best players in Southeast Asia right now. Ashwin as well, been in that LAN scene for a long time. And then we do have the younger boys, like we have Tikka over there, who is a newcomer. This is his first big LAN event. We also have that big hitter in Naveen, and we expected that Saransh would overshadow Naveen as a teammate in this tournament, but it's been completely the opposite, and I'm sure we're going to have a look at the MVP stakes in a while as well, and that's been a very, very tasty battle, which will also be settled today, that extra 4 lakh rupees and that personalized NFT.
Exactly, I mean, just 3 goals separating the teammates from each other. So maybe, I mean, we are going to see Saransh pull something incredible in that very first game. If that does not happen, I mean, Naveen is going to be a happy man, just confident going into the second match, like, hey, I've already accomplished quite a lot. And if you have a look at the rankings, ladies and gentlemen, of the top goal scorers right now, you do see Naveen on the first position with 52 goals being scored in the 23 matches that he has played so far. Saransh is there on the third spot with 49 goals to his name and 23 matches played by him as well, because they are on the same team after all. But again, talking about the opportunities to create those goals and to actually score them, Azim, if you could help us break down how the play styles of Saransh and Ashwin compare against each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're very, very well-matched players. I think Saransh, of course, is the guy who really likes to hold on to possession. He really likes to press high. And, of course, yes, it is still a video game, but, of course, real-world football tactics absolutely do apply over here. And you're going to see that contrast of styles. Ashwin, as well, is a player who likes to dominate. Ashwin likes to get power shots in. He wants to get that Messi or that CR7 card onto that favored foot and get those shots away and bang them into those corners. That's the kind of player Ashwin is. He's adapted his game as well. Takes a lot of long shots. Earlier in the tournament, we would say Ashwin just refuses to cross. He, in the interviews with us, has said, no, I will never cross the ball. But he's had to change that style about him as well. Tikka, we've seen, is that guy who is the ultimate finisher. I don't think there is anybody better in the eISL in 1v1 situations than Karman Tikka. And Naveen has shown that he's that all-round package. The dribbling in that final third with his new R9 card has just been absolutely incredible to watch. And they've got smiles on their faces right now. There you go. The baby-faced assassin, Ashwin, always giving us a little victory sign on the camera. And there we have the boys from Chennaiyin FC in their white away jersey. And of course, Saransh does have his lucky hoodie on. That's been a little bit of a narrative going on as well.
Yeah. I think he's been enjoying that. I think he was pretty much vocal about that. That every time, I play some high stakes matchup, I make sure that I spot that hoodie. And sometimes, there have been certain occasions where he's got to take it off because, of the goals he has tended to concede at certain occasions. But if you take a look at the head-to-heads, now stats won't really matter, right?
Yeah.
This is where it all comes down to how well adept you are in to dealing pressure.
I was just about to ask you this question, Fixes. I was just coming to this. What do you think the mindset needs to be going into this particular match? Because this is the first game between these two teams right now in the grand finals. And I'm pretty sure Ashwin is definitely going to be feeling quite a lot of pressure.
Oh, of course, because he's going up against Ranch, and a lot have already said he's one of the best that Southeast Asia has to offer, not just India, right? So clearly the more experienced player is what we're talking about. He's been in this particular situations in a lot of other occasions as well, and for Ashwin coming out his first major breakthrough, we've of course seen him in all those online events that we did have in the past, but this is it, right? This is what we're talking about. But, lately in the playoffs, we have seen Ashwin score goals out of nowhere where we really thought that this was impossible. But this lad did manage to pull it off. But lately, yesterday, we did see a little bit of a stumble over there, I think, where he's been questioning himself, something that he has to get past by, right? Because against Saranch, you've got to do something out of the box, something that no one dares to. And here we are, finally, ladies and gentlemen, with the kick-off. We do have Mumbai City FC in the signature black from left to right against Chennaiyin FC from right to left in the white. And Saranch apparently wants to retain majority of the possession, and he's one of those players, Azim, that we know loves to keep on to it, loves to get that flick once he gets inside the box. So let's see what happens. Who is going to be the one breaking the deadlock over here?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of approach these guys take. Do you want to be attacking straight up? And this is a big opportunity for Saranch, but well defended over there by Ashwin, just marshalling that ball out. Nice and easy. And of course, for all the new viewers who are just tuning into the eISL, we should just give you a small reminder of how the format of these games works. Of course, it is 90 minutes. We have 3 games, which are all going to go on till 90 minutes. But if we do have a tie, it's not a draw. We go into extra time and penalties, and we have seen Mumbai City FC involved in a penalty shootout. We've seen Saranch yesterday involved in a very close penalty shootout against his opponent from FC Goa. So it's very, very nervy. We've seen these guys' hands physically shaking coming out of those penalty shootouts. But this time, Ashwin getting in over there, trying to get in that box. Well defended, a cheap giveaway. Has the shot, has the second bite of the cherry as well. Trying to create space. Just can't quite do it. And Saranch bouncing on that ball and trying to launch the counter-attack himself. Very, very feisty start over here, Fixes. And he has the opportunity to put that ball in, but offside.
All right, so far it has been a really good start for both the clubs, right? They've been doing the job well. I do not see the players flustering up a little bit. They've been really sound in terms of the defense so far. For a moment, I really felt that, Ashwin could have really scored one off, and, he has to do that, right? He has to put Saranch under extreme pressure, because that is where he can start dreaming of winning this matchup. Because in the past, we have had Mumbai City FC go up against Chennaiyin FC in such a lineup, but here we have with Ashwin almost taking that shot, with Ronaldinho will go once again, but the keeper making the save, and Saranch finally feeling the heat, finally breaking a sweat from those early moments with the corner, and now finds that intervention, putting the ball out of harm's way.
Oh, Ashwin will be he'll be kicking himself a little bit over there for not managing to get that in. Of course, the keeper managing to make that save against all the odds, just sticking a foot out and putting it out for a corner. But the alarm bell's definitely ringing for Saranch over here. A player who's not been in, it's strange because he's in the finals right now, but I don't think we've seen the best of Saranch at all in this tournament. I mean, we've seen him absolutely demolishing his opponents in so many tournaments so far. But this is the moment. He's got into that box, and it's in! It's his signature move. That's what Saranch does best. He gets 1v1. He sits down that goalkeeper. And it did look, Fixes, like just for a moment Ashwin had got the clearance away. But no, it was in.
Oh yeah, that has to hurt. At some point, we have seen on multiple occasions, such saves also being pulled off by Maldini there. But this time, Ashwin a little bit unlucky not the right way to concede a goal. As this is something that we did talk about in the pre-segment, right? A very strong player once he gets inside the box, he loves to do that, a ball flick over there and take the shot. And this is exactly what he did. Nothing really out of ordinary. Typical Saransh Jain, but Ashwin, no time to blink, no time to mourn as he is pacing in through that left wing. Has Ronaldo at the right spot and takes a shot, but misses as it gets deflected off the keeper. And what a start to the grand finals, I must say.
Yeah, it did look again like Ashwin had done everything right over there, but fortune favoring Saransh over there, and I think he's going to get a little bit of fortune. No more fortune for Saransh over here. It is a goal kick. Yeah. Both players absolutely going for it over here. I think there were always going to be two possibilities. Either we would see players trying to play it very, very calm, very, very steady, or just absolutely going for it, and we're definitely seeing the latter happening over here. Both these players really going for the attack, really going for the kill over here. And Saransh also, to add that little bit of jeopardy, now just 2 goals behind Naveen in those MVP stakes. But an excellent ball through, almost finding the player there. Almost. I think a matter of inches over there. But again, Saransh living a bit dangerously, but as long as he can keep getting those counter-attacks, he's still going to be a massive, massive thorn on the side of Ashwin.
Yeah, but I've been really loving how Mumbai City FC have been back and forth trying to build up those chances. Somewhere down the line, it's definitely got to go in. But right now, Saransh Jain, he is pacing in through that left wing, finds his player at the right spot, wanted to go for it, but this time, Mumbai City FC being really alert and alarm on the defenses, making sure that they do not concede it for the second time. But this is what we have seen, right, in such high games as this. A little bit of a miss pass. That is all it takes to, hurt you down the line. And Saransh Jain, if he gets opportunities as such, he's never going to miss. But this time, Ashwin making sure he keeps him at his bay. And right now, he's going to get into his counter-attacking flow. Finds a really good break with Pele. Has to be pacing in. Takes a shot and it is a goal. The Islanders have done it. There is the equalizer. Ashwin, oh, what a beauty.
Well, that's become Ashwin's signature over the last few weeks, hasn't it? Just chopping onto that right foot and caressing it into that top corner with the finesse shot over there. Of course, if you play FIFA 22 yourself, well, it's not that easy to pull off. You have to press the L1 button and take a shot, and of course get the timing and the positioning and the power and everything absolutely perfect. And there we go, Ashwin back again, and this is already very, very worthy of a final. 39 minutes on the clock over here. We are 1-1, nothing to choose between these players, and both players attacking very, very well, defending really, really well as well, and it's just been a pleasure to watch so far. Let's see if Saransh can try and get a goal back before half-time blows. Let's see what he has in his locker, trying to be very, very nice and patient, probing for gaps, but you can see Ashwin marshalling his defense really well, but Saransh has got through and gets that goal just before half-time. A hammer blow to Ashwin over there. He takes a sip of water because he would have thought, surely I can hang on to this, go into half-time, but no, Saransh is the man on the spot.
Oh yeah, and Saransh loves situation like this. He is one of those players who does tend to thrive under pressure, and the man has done it again. Before halftime, it's going to be such a huge danger for Mumbai City FC to recover from this, right? Just when we thought that they've equalized, just when we thought that maybe after the halftime, Ashwin gets back to his head and gets back to the flow and tries to maybe go for the winner or something, but Saransh Jain denying him that luxury. Boy, oh boy, he has a lot in his mind. We are witnessing Saransh get into his A form just when it all matters again, with Maradona making that right plays, but Ashwin making sure that he has to keep his defense alert. And now this is it, ladies and gentlemen. We are done with the first half, but I think I must still say, Ashwin has been really showing those promising signs. His vitals have been absolutely on point. He's got to pull off another shot like that, right? Something that Saransh Jain is not going to be expecting. If we can do that, I think that is going to give Mumbai City FC the success. That is maybe what could be the cause where we could get to see an equalizer or maybe a winner from Mumbai City FC, because let's be honest, this is not a David versus Goliath battle, right? Both of them have earned the spot in the finals, but somewhere down the line, if you look at statistics, of course, Saransh Jain having that little bit of an extra edge, and it all matters, especially at a stage like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you have to say Ashwin has created a lot. Just been a bit unfortunate with that finishing over there, but still, I don't think he's going to lose heart. He's a very calm and composed customer, and we've seen him get a couple of very, very good opportunities as we have now kicked off the second half. Is good to go. And I think Ashwin's biggest problem has been that 1v1 defending. Saransh has just been just so good, so instinctive in that final third. And really, it's about keeping your eye on the ball, keeping your eye on where the player is going. And of course, that split second, the reaction times that these players have are next to nothing to try and, I mean, that's the difference between a goal scored and a goal saved. It's just literally milliseconds on that analog stick that can make the difference. And for now, Saransh, it's going to be interesting to see how he approaches the second half now, because he's been going aggressive but also leaving a few gaps open for Ashwin to exploit. And we have seen we've seen a giveaway over here by Saransh. And is he onside? That's what matters. He goes for the chip, but no, the flag is up.
Oh, for a second that really felt like he could have seen it through. He went in for the right shot, right? So he still has his composure on. He's still not gone to the point where he's almost going to get a nervous breakdown. So that is good for Mumbai City FC, because they're the ones trailing behind. Now, we've been talking about a revenge story, right? Because the last time they went off against each other in the playoffs, Karman Tikka took Saransh Jain for a ride. And ever since that, Chennaiyin FC realized that let's do something that has always been working out for us. Let's change the lineups, have Naveen stack up against Karman Tikka and let Saransh handle Ashwin. And so far, it has been working out really well for Chennaiyin FC. Now, Saransh Jain, of course, how he's been looking forward in the first half, I think he was pretty good as well, right? Nothing really taken down from him, just playing the Saransh way. But Ashwin, he of course created a lot of chances. He was one of those players that hadn't really has had the better side of the luck, to be honest. But still, I think he's having a go at it. Let's see if he can try and get a score this time at least.
Yeah, Ashwin being very measured with his build-up. He had a couple of opportunities to maybe go for that through pass, but was a little bit wary that the defenders might be able to cut it out for Saransh and Chennaiyin FC. So again, I thought I was going to compliment him on his composure, but he's gone and given the ball away. The caster's curse strikes again in the eISL, as it has for so many times over these last 4 months. But again, just to remind the viewers, of course, that the result of this match is not the be-all and end-all of this final. Of course, there is the second match to come. Between Naveen and Tikka, of course, which, if whoever loses this game, there is that redemption option or factor available for them. And you can see the nerves getting to Saransh a little bit over here as well. The hoodie is back up. And you can see as the pressure keeps building on Saransh, that face of his keeps getting buried deeper and deeper and deeper and closer to that screen.
Yeah, and even if you're talking about the second matchup, we do have Naveen coming here, who's hailing from Chennai, the local boy out here playing the grand finals. I think this is all that the Machans could have asked out for. But getting back to this particular matchup, this looks to be a really promising build-up by Ashwin as he gets inside the box, at least tries to. But Saransh ever so formidable on his defense, making sure that he does not get past through the box. And he was trying to attempt that. But Saransh, he knew exactly what his opponent is going to try and do that. And somewhere down the line, I think this is also something that Saransh would be anticipating. All those long balls coming in from Ashwin, where he tends to go take a shot from outside the box. So he's taking those measures as well.
Yeah, and that was a crunch tackle over there. Ashwin had to win that ball back there, otherwise he would have been hopelessly exposed at the back. A smashing through ball. Will he make it? It is on the right flank, now looking for the cutback. He takes a shot into the top corner, goes near post. That is Ashwin's specialty. The near post shot, the equalizer, and now back level with just a little bit of time to go. How's this going to pan out now, Fix this?
This has gotten so much more exciting. And this is somewhere, even Saransh was fooled, right? He was expecting, ideally, Ashwin to take a pass. But that is where he was relentless. He knew that he's got to pull off something that he's never done before. And this is it, right, ladies and gentlemen? You could clearly see that the players are finally feeling it at such a moment inside the second half. For all the viewers out there, if there is no certain certain conclusion to this matchup after those 90 minutes, then we are heading to extra time. And if we do not find ourselves a decisive winner, then we know where we're heading towards the penalty shootouts. Now, this is a point where we can actually start speculating about extra time really coming into play. But this is where Saransh needs to pull out that rabbit off his hat. He needs to pull off something that he's never done before. Now, this is something that we've seen with a lot of veterans, right? They are very, very skeptical about adapting to a new sort of a play. They kind of rely on their orthodox strategies, you know, as long as it's working, let it go. But we have seen all these new generation of players, very versatile, very adept to changes. And that has certainly worked out for Ashwin.
Yeah, absolutely. He's doing the unpredictable thing. You're absolutely right. And we saw that with the goal as well. For Saransh would 100% have been expecting a pass over there. But then he had the confidence, even on the weaker foot, which is something that we've seen Ashwin try to stay away from, to go for that near post finish. And has a very good through ball opportunity over there. But the offside trap triggered there. Again has a ball available to R9 if he spots it, and he does. It's a massive overload over here, and Ashwin not able to take advantage. I think he was just amazed by the amount of space Saransh left him over there, because there were absolute acres to find a forward pass, and he just couldn't seem to find it. Ashwin not really punishing Saransh for that defensive lapse.
You know, another thing that I've noticed is Ashwin is playing a lot around the corners today, right? He's playing around the edges. He's going for those long through passes, which he ideally likes to play around to the center, right? So a little bit of a switch around in his play, something that maybe Saranjan did not anticipate. Has been having a lot of troubles lately, but this could all end over here as Saranjan just playing around inside the box. Out it goes for a corner. Still a chance in the last final 5 minutes of the game to finally get that winner that his team was searching for. Perfect, typical Saranjan entry denied by Ashwin, as he gets to keep that attack to himself, as he's got to find that through pass. And does he get it though? Pacing in with Ronaldinho. He's got to make sure that he gets the better side of it. But no.
Yeah, it's Saransh now who will have probably the final attack. And nothing to lose, may as well just go for it over here, because I don't think there's enough time for Ashwin to come back and hit him on the counter. And now that ball has to come in, but Saransh, of course, not the kind of player to panic and put a cross in. He's going to work his magic and now get R9. That's his specialty. That's the card that's been working so well for Chennaiyin FC right now with CR7 as well. Surely the last attack, shot taken, and it will be a corner. Last chance now, otherwise we go to extra time.
Almost had his hand out of his mouth, but still Saranjan trying to keep himself in contention. But Ashwin has had enough as he just puts the ball out of play. And ladies and gentlemen, it is, of course, the first game of the grand finals. And what a matchup we did get to witness, which is heading towards extra time. And I mean, Azim, I've got to ask you this. Were you really expecting the first game to go this far?
Well, I mean, I've actually thought that all three will go all the way. So let's see how it goes out over here. And I think it's a very, very crucial moment, particularly for Ashwin over here. I think given the form that Naveen is in, I think it's really, really vital for Mumbai City FC to get this this first win out of the way. And it seems strange to say that in a lineup of Saransh and Naveen, where you're thinking that Naveen is the more dangerous player. But he's been playing with a real commitment, a real passion has Naveen. You can see when we all will see once he gets the controller in his hands and we have the camera on him. He plays with a real intensity these days, even those few celebrations when he scores the goal. But here we go, Saransh getting forward straight away. And again, we're back level, 30 minutes to play, and these 30 minutes really seem to fly by in game. Yeah. I mean, it's barely 4 or 5 minutes of actual real-world time. But that's what makes it even more demoralizing if you concede a goal, because there's so little time to react, and a crucial giveaway potentially over there. The defender out of place, and now Saransh heading for those flanks, trying to win that 1v1 battle over there, to getting back center again. And now big gap opening, 1v1. This is what Saransh wants. Can Ashwin defend it? He's done okay so far, and Saransh gets the timing of his shot all wrong. And I think this is something worth explaining again to our viewers, that there is a concept within the game of the timed finish, where you have to double tap the shoot button just at the right moment to get that extra power. But when you don't get the timing right, you look a little bit silly.
It's sort of like a double-edged sword, right? If it works out, then you're scoring a goal for the highlight reels. If it does not, this is something that you did witness a couple of seconds ago. But no time to breathe for Ashwin, because he cannot really let Saransh at this point, capitalize on that possession, right? He's got to keep the ball as much as he can possibly onto himself, because second half, that is where I really saw that, Saransh had been stealing the possession away a little bit, and this could be that breakthrough that maybe Saransh was looking for. But Ashwin ever so alert and alarm on his defense over there. But, this is the point where we are going to be seeing those fresh legs being brought up. This is where, Ashwin has always had Lady Luck by his side, scoring those final moment goals, those winners. Is this the day where he finally conquers it? Is this the day he gets above it all? Is this the day he finally defeats Saranjan? So much on the line. But even on the contrary, for Saranjan, I mean, this is so much for him, right? Touted as the best player inside eISL. He's got a lot to prove. Has got a competition for the MVP with his own teammate. And I think the way we are progressing, Naveen is good to go, considering, Saranj just has managed to score 2 off.
Yeah, well, Saransh will be looking to get one more added to his tally, but then it's a double-edged sword for him because he has to then hope that Naveen doesn't score. So he'll be hoping for a 0-0 win on penalties then. But no, you know what? He's going to be hoping his teammate can get the job done. And before that, he'll be hoping that he can get the job done. Maybe score a couple of goals and take care of it that way. And you can see there's a lot of chatter happening on that Chennaiyin FC bench over there. A little bit more calm and chilled out, because I think Ashwin is the leader in this team. We've seen Tikka as well say many times that Ashwin is that mature figure. He is, of course, 5 years older than Tikka as well, so that big brother vibe is very present in Mumbai City FC over here. And we have kicked off. We see a couple of substitutions for Chennaiyin FC. Nothing of note for Mumbai City FC. And it looks like Ashwin is persisting with pretty much with his starting team. Maybe if it goes to penalty shootouts, he might consider bringing on a penalty specialist just to make those kicks easier. And you don't want to be giving that ball away in defense, just like Ashwin did over there.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, these are the kind of situations where it is, make or break right now. You cannot let the ball slip by like this, because, of course, a Rancher player he's definitely going to want to capitalize this time. However, getting in through that right wing, makes the right pass with Cruyff. We've seen, Cruyff working wonders. This new car that has been coming up, he's making a lot of headlines around that. But equally so good is Ashwin on his defense. He's been there, he's been at it all, has been denying Saransh the luxury right from the second half. We've seen Saransh try to build up. We've seen Saransh taking those shots, but nothing has gone past through the net, especially just after that first half where he scored that second half. Of course, we did see Saransh dominate a little bit, but Ashwin was the one who scored that equalizer, heading off into this particular moment where it all comes down to this. I think that one little goal, whoever scores the winner, is going to be the victor in this particular matchup now. Saransh making the right plays. He's got to dribble it past with Hullet, but Cruyff still holding on. He's got a chance. Had he beaten Ruben Diaz over there, things could have been completely different. But boy, oh boy, Ashwin is really living up to the high stakes that we have. He has been taking all the blows and has been equally, putting it out with the same force and intensity on a counter-attack this time. Can the boy do it? Can he make the Islanders proud?
Oh my goodness me, it's the last attack. Surely, or is it going to be? He's given that away and now Saransh can pounce. I mean, if I was Ashwin over here, I would just make that tackle and take a red card in this situation if I am exposed at the back. But no, this is it. This is the last chance for Saransh. Will we get a final attack, a final shot on target? Doesn't look like it. We are going to penalties, Fixes.
Oh my goodness, and no time to even break a sweat directly, just go ahead in. And of course, Mumbai City FC will be taking the first kick directly onto its center, defended. Is it gonna hurt? Is it gonna bite Ashwin towards the end of the game? But no, Saransh misses. This is the finals, ladies and gentlemen, and we are living up to the hype.
Oh, this one's in. Ashwin has finally taken the lead over here, and now the pressure ratchets up onto Saransh. Is it the same again? Yes, Ashwin is reading it. The mind games are being won over here. He needs to get this goal in to double down and get that advantage. Will he make it count? He goes straight down the middle again. it looks like both the players just have come with that one simple strategy, and this time Saranj has it, and we're dead level again.
Yeah, Saranj has been in this particular situation even before, right? Against Afnan, he's managed to pull it off, and Ashwin still making sure that he's got his team in play. And boy, oh boy, the hero ISL ended in penalties, and what a way to kick things off over here. But let's see the final attempt chance, and yes, Mumbai City FC have done the job. All they've got to do is defend, make the right save, have to predict where Saranj is going, and now we're suddenly heading into sudden death.
Yeah, sudden death it is. Big moment, and Ashwin keeps his calm, and again it's down to Saranj. What's he going to do? Will he go straight down the middle again? He does, not complicating things, the pressure penalties, and again the pressure right back onto Ashwin. He's going the same way each time as well. He's just going to the left of the keeper, and now what's he going to do? Is he going to fall for the trick? He makes the save! He makes the save! Ashwin has the win. Mumbai City FC have the lead, and the giant Saranj has been slain.
Well, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, this game was very intense, and Ashwin, we have to give him props, because starting off the game, I mean, Saranj getting a goal in early within 20 minutes game time, and that, I mean, I can't imagine, I mean, the grand finals and you concede so early in the match. There was so much pressure on Ashwin, but then he comes in with the equalizer, makes sure that going into extra time, he took his sweet time, even under pressure, I mean, just slowing down the pace of the game to a crawl basically for a few minutes, and then just slowly and steadily inching towards Saranj's goal. But Saranj pretty solid on defense, and then, as Fix has pointed out, even here we have the match, the very first game, going to the penalties. But now Mumbai City FC, they have the upper hand in this series, and coming up next it's going to be Naveen taking on Tikka.
Yeah. Ooh, it's my goodness. I mean, Tikka was the guy who absolutely dominated Saranj the last time these two teams met, and Naveen has been absolutely dominating everybody since the time these last two teams met. So where do we go from here? It ends 7-6 on penalties, with Ashwin finally keeping his nerve and making that save. And wow, where do we go from here?
A little bit of trivia here. Naveen is one of the players that has lost the least amount of games in the eISL. If you take a look at statistics, right, one of those players who might be able to really contain Tikka. Because if Mumbai City FC win their second game as well, I think this is lights out for Chennaiyin FC. They have become the victors. They've become the champions. But this is where, you know, Naveen, he hasn't really been in that sort of situation where his game is going to decide the fate of his team, because Saranj, and you really can't take anything away, because in a penalty shootout, it's clearly 50-50, right? It could be anybody's day. And well, Lady Luck certainly favored Mumbai City FC. Now, this is one of those things. In the playoffs, Mumbai City FC have been undefeated so far, right? Cruising in through that upper bracket finals, they made sure that they defeat Chennaiyin FC in the past. And against this lineup where you have Saranj Jain going up against Ashwin, it has never happened before that Ashwin was able to see it through against Saranj, but today he's done it.
Yeah, and definitely, as we have a look at the highlights as well, that very first equalizer from outside the box, absolutely impressive, and I think that sort of showed us what these players were willing to do in order to achieve the win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen that a lot in recent times. A lot of players going for that long-range shot. But I think Ashwin absolutely executed it to perfection. First, that little chop back to basically dummy the defender, and then just calmly passing it into the top corner. So really, really special finish. And he had his moments over here as well. Even in this moment, you thought he's definitely going to go for the pass, but then just taking that shot, and even Saranj leaving that near post undefended, thinking that the shot will be coming in. And we've seen Ashwin score both of those templates of goals very often in the eISL, and of course Saranj had his moments towards the end of both sets of extra time, in normal time and indeed the extra time as well. But yeah, he'll be thinking back to that mistimed finish, shall we say, and also maybe you will be wondering if he could have taken a few more liberties in terms of game management, shall we say, the ethical game management that we talk about.
I was just coming to that. I was just about to say, I love the fact that throughout the game, even when Saranj had the advantage, had the upper hand with the 2-1 scoreline, did not resort to managing the game. Instead, he was just constantly trying to see if he could find more openings, more opportunities to score an extra goal. So Ashwin basically had no opportunity to do what he did, get the equalizer and take the match into overtime.
Yeah, because the only reason why is the fact that in the realms of FIFA, it comes down to nothing. That one goal lead, it can go any moment away from you. So considering Saranjan, he of course wanted to build up that lead, right? He wanted to keep that cushion up to 2 goals. So of course he was not getting into that aspect of trying to manage the game, try to keep as much as possession onto it himself. But we did see, Ashwin, he had to do some magic tricks over there. He has to, keep Saranj constantly into thinking, what is he going to do next? And he played into his tunes, he played into his groove. And there was Ashwin, getting that equalizer. Taking a look at the statistics, right? Chennaiyin FC. The first half, I must say, barring those 2 goals coming out of Saranj, Ashwin had been creating a lot of positive chances, right? So I really kept them still on board, still in contention of trying to get that equalizer, which eventually did happen in the second half.
Exactly, because I mean, you have to realize the more opportunities you make, the more chances of you actually converting them increase. But now it is time to hear from the winner of this match himself, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Ashwin joining us, representing Mumbai City FC right now. Ashwin, congratulations on that match. It was a very epic finish going into the penalties. How are you feeling after this very first win for your team?
It's like the first set of 3 games. It's always an advantage to take the win. Saranj, like he got really unlucky with the red time finish and also a couple of chances. So it's just that it's again penalties is always like a coin toss, head or tail. So it's 50-50. So it's fine. We take the win, but like credits to Saranj also for getting it this close.
Again, Ashwin, you've been scoring those dream goals that, a lot of players really try and do not succeed. But both the goals were really out of the world considering the situation that you came in. So after the first half, we could clearly see that you were under a deficit. How did you cope up mentality-wise and go on to score the equalizer?
Well, I just wanted to play my own game. I didn't want to like rush into things, or like I kept the ball. I waited for the perfect opportunity. I saw a couple of times Saranj pulling out his fullbacks. Like the second goal also, which I scored, was like I triggered the right winger and he brought out his fullback again. And and again it's how you take your chances. Like in the hotel where I practice also, I used to like take the shots outside box, the weak foot shots. Again, it's again a learning curve. We move.
Yeah. But of course, so penalty shootouts in FIFA are very different from penalty shootouts in the real world. I think in the real world, it's very difficult to change your mind last minute about what you're going to do. So what is your approach? Do you decide, okay, left, center, right, and just stick with that? Or do you make a change last second also?
No, it was this penalty shootout. I basically I tried to read him what he was actually trying to do for the first set of pens. It was very difficult because he actually kept he hit a couple of times in the center also. I thought he'll go in for the sides, but the last penalty, again, it's by luck I guessed it right. So
I mean, be it luck or be it skill, the result still is in your favor. Ashwin, thank you so much for joining us for this interview. Congratulations on the win. And I mean, hopefully we are going to see you again after we have the decider, which is going to happen in a little while. Ashwin, thank you so much for joining us for this interview. Once again, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Cheers.
Cheers.
I mean, Ashwin is already having a pretty great day himself, winning.
Not yet.
Well, he won the first match. Now, I believe he has done the job of taking some pressure away from the danger man Tekka himself.
One step closer to victory. I think that is something that I could say right now, because with Naveen coming up second, the most consistent player in the eISL so far, you're never going to rule him out, right? Because the local boy coming up from Chennai, going to win it all, that could be a dream run. And we did talk about it, Chennai FC have bolted on the hype train. Of course, Ranjan did lose out, but hey, that was penalties, right? That could have been possibly anybody's game. But here, I think, Azim, you would also agree, we've got the two best finishes inside the game going up against each other, and I'm really having goosebumps at this moment.
I mean, it is a match worth getting excited about. So
Yeah, no, I mean, as you absolutely rightly said that Naveen has been the most consistent player, but I would have to say Tikka is the most unpredictable player.
Oh.
You have no idea what he's going to do on any given day. He could absolutely rip you to shreds, beat you 6-0. But also a little plot twist as well is that it's official now. Naveen is our MVP.
Oh yeah. Do you want to take the glasses up already?
Oh yeah, I mean you did not tell about it. I thought people forgot, but now here it is out in the open. Yeah, I mean clearly I think Saranjan just did not lose that one battle. He lost two over there, a
Yeah.
little too many, and certainly the 4 lakh rupees and a personalized NFT by Terra Virtua. Now how many people do get a chance? It's once in a lifetime, and I think Naveen there is almost got it right. It was a
Already
little too
happened.
early.
No, Naveen is like he's the sweetest person you could talk to. Always has a smile on his
Yeah.
face, and right now I can't even imagine like the size of the smile that's gonna be there. Realizing, all right, the one thing is already checked off. Now it's just time to lift the trophy, get the trophy. first.
Personally thinking, right, that is the last thought in his mind right now. I think the only thing that must be going is he needs to get this win for his
Yeah,
team
for
because
sure.
it's not just about the 15 lakhs that's on the line, right? Whoever is going to win, they're going to have a 1v1 showdown for
Yeah.
heading off to FGS. That is where you get to represent your country. Not a lot of players have done that. And for Naveen trying to come in, try to get that win for Chennaiyin FC and then go up against Suraj in a 1v1 and then represent the country colors. I mean, this is a Cinderella story in the making.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and again, the lads are all set to go up against each other. This time, the second game, ladies and gentlemen, Tekka going up against Naveen. And Azim, if you could once again break down the play styles of these two lads and how they compare against each other.
Yeah, I think as I've said before, Naveen is a very, very complete player. I mean, there's no real weakness to his game. And off late, we've seen him get just so deadly inside that box with his close control. He's really just always bamboozling the defenders. And also interesting for Tikka, it's actually not official for Naveen, the MVP, because Tikka, if he beats him, say, 7-6, 7-0, and let me tell you that Tikka is the only player in the eISL to score 7 games in one match. Actually, I think that maybe Saranch managed it, but that was pretty much
Yeah.
like a dead rubber game.
Right.
But yeah, Tikka will be saying, you know what, I'm not going to let you have an easy run at it. And looks like we are ready to go. And there we go again in white, giving the ball straight back to his opponent. There is Naveen of Chennaiyin FC, and in the black, of course, is Mumbai City FC. So where do we go from here? It is all or nothing right now for these boys, and getting in straight away is Tikka, but marginally offside there, and Naveen can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, I really thought that he'd gotten through right for a moment. Had there been real refereeing, maybe could have let that slip pass by. But regardless, Naveen, he's got his backs against the wall. He knows that he has to be the hero for the Marina Machans, and now we've got to see, how does he fare off against a Tikka who's ever so aggressive, who's ever so deadly once he gets inside the box. Of course, Mumbai City FC starting things off, trying to utilize their wingers out there from the left wing, from the right wing. They've been doing the same against Saranj. We did get to see that. And again, this time also Tikka kind of not really wanting to play a lot around the center. But hey, this is just those early phases of the game. We're yet to see the entire saga unfold before us. But these could be the right movements that Naveen has been making. Of course, he's got to find his favorite R9 card over there and has got to do the magic. But this is again one of those similar styles of play that Tikka also gets inside his FIFA plays, right? He loves to get that individual play inside the box, perform a trick move, and go for the shot. That is something that he's been doing time in, time out, and still none of the players, no matter how hard you try, they haven't really counted him there.
Yeah, absolutely. And now getting in, or could have actually got in with a nice through ball over there, but Tikka taking his time. And again, you just need to give him one moment in a 1v1 situation, and he can absolutely tear you apart. This time being a little bit patient, a little bit more precise with his passing, and there, just as you thought he was about to slip it in to that last man for the finish, it was very well read by Naveen, who will be feeling that pressure. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He has been consistent. He's lost the fewest games. He did go on a spree of drawing games during the league stages. His nickname for a while was Drawveen for a few weeks in the eISL. But those were the draws, and those were the results that actually kept Chennaiyin FC in that race and that battle for the top four, along with FC Goa, SC East Bengal, and of course Mumbai City FC. And it all comes down to this, all those months and months of hard work. I mean, these boys have all been in this bio bubble, all living in pretty much the same hotel for 4 months and not being able to visit their friends, their families. And it all comes down to this, all that heartache, that blood, sweat and tears, all the practice, the hours and hours and hours that these boys have spent perfecting their games. And still, there's no guarantee that you come out with the trophy on top. But Naveen looking here now to try and get in behind. Tikka looking relatively calm on defense. Nothing major for either player to worry about. But now, these are the situations with R9 where Naveen has been just so deadly. This time deciding to go back out. Can he now fashion some kind of a chance and take that lead early on?
Oh, this is going to be so imperative for him to try and do something like that. A perfect opportunity. Goes for the shot and finally gets the breakthrough. Chennaiyin FC already 1-0 up. And this is what we've been talking about. You know, the moment he gets himself on the R9 card, he tends to deliver 9 out of 10 times. He tends to such an open space opportunity. And of course, Naveen is one of those players who never tends to miss those shots, and this is pressure on. Now Mumbai City FC, all Ashwin needs to do to pull it off to the third game co-op matchup is score a couple more and make sure that he does not concede any.
Yeah, for Tikka, it's going to be a bit of a setback, a bit of a shock to the system over there, because he did make a defensive error over there. I think he was expecting the pass to go and then committed his defender backwards, and that really just left Naveen with an easy shot to take. And of course, with that 97 rated Ronaldo Nazario that he has available to him, those shots invariably end up in that top corner. And now Naveen can really take his time, really have his way, and really control the game, play the game at his pace, because Tikka is now going to have to force that issue and have to go searching for that win. And usually we've seen in games when Tikka is dead level or on top, I think it suits him perfectly. But when he has to come back from a few goals down, we've seen him do it. We've seen him make a couple of epic comebacks from even 2 or 3 goals down. But he does favor, I mean, the game does work better for him when it's level or he is leading. But now, with that bridge, oh, that's beautiful, but oh my goodness, the keeper pulling the save out. And that's what we're talking about, that instinctive ability of Tikka to just create something out of nothing.
You know, welcome to Tikka Town is what I was just about to say. But right now, you know, Tikka has been making those right moves. Finally, for a moment, I started to feel that he was becoming a little less threatening, because in the first matchup, if you compare how the pacing has been, how the tempo has been, it had been end to end, right? It did not feel for a moment that you know, Saransh was taking control. But after scoring this game in this particular matchup, Naveen was seeming to hold on to the possession a lot. This is where Tikka had to take it away from him. A perfect chance, could have been a penalty, but no. The ref says it's fair, and we still have a game on. And you could clearly see, right, in terms of even possession, Tikka might be having much the better side of it, but does not really seem like it, because Chennaiyin FC, they've been looking more sound, you know, more in flow, more in sync with the kind of build-ups that they have been doing, right? Tikka needs to figure out a way to penetrate through the defenses of Naveen over there. But let's see what really happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And now let's see what Tikka can do over here. He's getting Pele in there. What can he do? But it's just well defended, you have to say. And Naveen just managing to see it out. And a little bit of time wasting maybe is something that we might see. Ethical game management, not time wasting in that second half.
You know what? But I think at this certain point, even if he starts hogging over, I'm not going to question that, right? Because at a certain point, you need to realize that for Chennaiyin FC, you've got to win it no matter what. Because for the viewers out there who've just tuned in lately, if Mumbai City FC somehow get a win in this matchup, it is done and dusted, right? Yeah. Mumbai City FC will be crowned the champions of the first edition of the eISL. And this is where Chennaiyin FC need to beat them in the second matchup, take it to a co-op game. And in the co-op, the mechanics completely change.
Oh yeah, it is completely different when you're playing 1v1, and then it's almost like a little bit of a mental shift, that has to happen at every player's level, because you're not controlling every player the way you would every time you pass the ball. वो control किसी और के पास चले जाता है.
Yeah.
So it's not. It feels a little strange to have to do it, but now. Of course, we're getting quite a bit ahead of ourselves at this moment. It's still long 6 minutes to go for Naveen to see if he can hold on to this. But Tikka, master of the late comebacks, if anybody can do it, it's Tikka.
Yeah, अगर कोई कर सकता है तो टिक्का ही हो सकता है. At this certain point, this is what the Islanders would be anticipating. This is what they would be hoping. Such a dream run has it been for these lads, both on and off the pitch. We've seen that tempo, we've seen their dip phase, we've seen those low times, we've seen their highs, we've seen it all in the eISL, and it comes down to which could be the possible decider of the game. If Garmin Tikka manages to score the equalizer and also the winner, keeping Naveen at bay. But for where things stand right now over here, it's still Naveen who has that 1-0 lead over, looking for that second one. But this time, Tikka has to show some of that Tikka magic with R9, has to get it through the perfect dribble, but could not get through the second defender out there. And this has been one of those cases where I think Naveen has just done his homework. He knows Tikka loves to take those individual 1v1 battles, keeps one of those defenders already stationed at the right moment, just to pounce at him when he's going out for those dribbles. You've got to make that perfect read. You've got to figure out what your opponent is going to be throwing at the table, and I think Naveen has done a pretty good job at that.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I think it will be a little bit of a throwback to interviews we had with these players yesterday, because Tikka found himself in a lead against V Sharma of FC Goa, and he was just keeping the ball, hanging on to the ball. And हमने पूछा Tikka को कि what is the ethics of this situation? And he said कि भाई ethics कुछ नहीं होता है, बस हमें जीतना है. And now we're seeing Naveen doing the same thing to him. So how's Tikka going to handle this?
Oh yeah, I think at this point, he must be wondering, give me that ball. एक बार ball मिल जाए काश, and then मैं दिखा दूंगा मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. I think यही सोच रह रही होगी अभी टिक्का के दिमाग के अंदर. And finally, he's got possession on the ball. He's got to make sure that he holds on to it, right? This is something that kind of gets mentally frustrating, because if you do not get possession on you for quite a long time, you kind of tend to lose out on the rhythm, right? You kind of tend to lose out on the flow where this game is going. You're letting your opponent control the tempo. You're dancing to his beats, where it should be the other way around. Tikka has somewhere got to find that edge, and he's made the substitutions. He's got Puskas on, and he's got to find something. He's got to find something out of this one. Let's see. क्या कर पाता है.
Let's see. Trying to get into the box over there, but अब नहीं हो पा रहा है for Tikka right now. 70 minutes on the clock right now, and it is interesting. Viewers को पता होगा, शायद नहीं होगा, depending on how much FIFA you've played in life. But you might be thinking, you know what, कि he's just keeping the ball. Sub players press क्यों नहीं कर रहे? But within FIFA 22, एक limited amount of time होता है of how much the players can press, unless you make that tactical change, और आपको एक constant pressure करके एक setting होता है, which I'm sure we're going to see Tikka doing right now. But उसके भी pitfalls होते हैं. Too much pressure can also lead to players getting fatigued. Yeah. So it's about finding a fine balance.
I think जितना आसान लगता है सामने एज अ व्यूअर अगर आप देखते हो तो लगता है हाँ चलिए प्लेयर्स जा रहे हैं, बट उसके बैक ऑफ द माइंड जो प्लेयर कंट्रोल करते हैं उनके दिमाग में काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें चलती है. आपको एक परफेक्ट बैलेंस लेके चलना पड़ेगा. यू हैव गॉट टू मेक श्योर दैट प्लेयर्स हैव द पेस इनफ टू मेक दोज रन्स. यू गॉट टू मेक श्योर दैट देयर इन द जोन to actually try and pull things off over there. And देखिए यहाँ पे already changes हम लोग को नज़र आ रहे हैं. यहाँ पे we could see Naveen trying those antics. This is something, taking a page out of Ashwin's book. And we haven't really seen Naveen go for shots like this. And in tournaments at stakes where it is higher than ever, this is where it all matters. But what a brilliant read coming in from Naveen's side, making sure that he puts things not going along. But इस moment पे Azim, where do you think क्या हमको वो equalizer देखने को मिलेगा?
I mean, it all depends कि is Tikka able to put that pressure on? Will he be able to steal that ball away? फिर से हम देख सकते हैं कि वो pause आ चुका है. You know, Tikka is looking to change the way he approaches his tactics, but Naveen is just not giving him the ball. Possessions रखते ही जा रहे हैं, and now getting into the box with that R9 car takes the shot off the post and into the keeper's hand. Tikka living on the knife's edge over there, and अभी आएगा counter attack. Can Tikka find a way in? बस 10 ही मिनट बचे in game time के, which is usually 1 or 2 minutes in the real world, and now Tikka getting forward has the opportunity with the Puskas on that right flank. Naveen now has to defend for his life because Tikka will be throwing everything at it. This is the last stand.
Oh, this is indeed the last stand, and Mumbai City FC at least need to find an equalizer. Otherwise, you know, all that Ashwin had worked hard for would come down to nothing. They're going to have to go up against Chennaiyin FC again in a co-op matchup which decides their fate. Now, that is something that you do not want to be. You will be absolutely broken and bamboozled. But let's see if Naveen can pull off the curtains over here, if he can get one more goal, possibly the winner over here that he has been looking forward to. But the ball going out of the play इस ऐसे you know aim moment पे आ चुके हैं कि यहाँ पे सख्त दरकार है टिक्का को to maintain that possession, needs to keep that last attack to himself, and he's got to make it count. If he does not, game over.
Yeah, and the problem for Tikka ये है कि ball उसे मिल नहीं रही है, because we're seeing Naveen really managing this game, managing to do a very, very good job of it at the moment. बस 2-3 मिनट ही बचे हैं, which roughly translates to maybe 30 or 40 seconds in game. But it's going to be a challenge. I'm sure now Tikka all out attack वाला formation लगा के रखे हैं. It doesn't matter if he concedes a goal right now. It's all about trying to get that goal at all costs. Take this game to extra time, and उसके बाद देखा जाएगा क्या tactical changes करने.
But अगर चीज़ें उस तरीके से नहीं जाती जैसा मुंबई सिटी एफसी ने सोचा है, I think Azim, this is it, right? ये सभी को चाहिए था the entire fixture going to a game number 3, and लगता है कि हम उस दिशा में बढ़ रहे हैं. Of course, मुंबई सिटी एफसी के लिए जो उम्मीद की किरण रहती है वो जा चुके हैं. Still that final attack on Tikka. Let's see if he can make it matter. A little bit of a hiccup receiving that ball, a touch a little too heavy. And right now, Gorman Tikka has got to do something he's never done before. Maybe take a shot from around here. Not really finding the room and space. Still went for it though. But Naveen making sure that his defense was intact and pulling off the win of his life, Johnny. And I must say, this is where he's not just saved, Saranj out of the brinks of elimination over there, but he saved his club, he saved his city, he's done it all. Such a hero.
Exactly. I mean, it's not just a win for Naveen, but it's a win for Chennaiyin FC at the end of the game. And I mean, what an impressive match. Just making sure the first half he got the goal in and just dedicated himself completely to defending the lead in the second half, and no game management this time as well.
Well, I mean, there was a fair amount of game management, shall we say. And I mean, I think Tikka will have been a little bit frustrated because he didn't get to create much. वो ball मिल ही नहीं रहा था Tikka को to do anything about it, and managed to do what he could with the limited amount of possession he had. He huffed, he puffed, he could not blow down that defense, and there we have it. It is that 1-goal lead, and now it's official.
Yeah,
that Naveen is going to win that MVP prize.
Exactly. Quite a lot of things coming Naveen's way, but उस चीज को और ज़्यादा बढ़ाया भी जा सकता है. If they win the 2v2, that is going to decide the champions of the eISL.
Well, I mean, इस मोमेंट पे हम आ चुके हैं जॉनी कि अगर पिछले आंकड़ों को देखें तो चेन्नईन एफसी हैव बीन द बेटर कोऑप टीम, राइट? अगर अगेंस्ट मुंबई सिटी एफसी की अगर बात करें, एक बार ड्रॉ हुआ था, बट दूसरी दफ़ा हमने जब देखा इट वाज चेन्नईन एफसी कमिंग आउट विद द विक्ट्री. सो ऑफ कोर्स स्टैटिस्टिक्स के हिसाब से चेन्नईन एफसी could be the favorites, and I think this is a similar storyline they're sort of used to, right? एक गेम अगर हार भी जाते हैं, they make a comeback, but same चीज़ कल मुंबई सिटी एफसी के साथ भी आपने देखा होगा. पहला गेम हारे, बाकी 2 गेम्स जीत गए, right? Ending it into the co-op, went out for a penalty, and they still did come out as victors. And at this point, at such a huge stage, it could clearly be anybody's game.
Exactly. I mean, it can be anybody's game, but At this point, I mean, जब हमने शो हमारा ओपन किया था, हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे प्लेयर्स के बारे में and how the individual performances work out within the game. I think we talked about the mental pressure that was going to be there on these players. अब वो pressure हट चुका है. Scores equalized हैं, 2v2 में जाना है and जिसका coordination, communication जो duo में ज़्यादा बेहतरीन देखने को मिलेगा, they walk away with the trophy. And also 15 lakh rupees.
Yeah, just 15 lakh rupees, nothing fancy. But if we have a look at the stats over here, बहुत ही close encounter. Even if you look at the expected goals, even the game is not expecting either of the teams to score one goal, 0.6 or 0.8. बहुत ही एक even encounter, you'd have to say statistically also, not much to choose between these teams. And now it's 2v2. It's all about, as you said, coordination, teamwork, brotherhood. All those little lessons that they've taught each other throughout these last 4 months, everything comes down to one game.
Along with that, I think if we talk about this particular matchup right now, second half ke andar, the pressure that Tekka was putting on Naveen was just too brutal to even watch. I mean, the way Naveen handled was just phenomenal. But still, I mean, Tekka, do you think he's going to be upset about the fact that I could have definitely scored the equalizer in time?
Yeah, I don't think he had a very good opportunity ever to get that equalizer. But I think he would have been frustrated that he wasn't the one who scored that first goal. That's what would irritate him more.
I mean, that's the thing, right? About being a player, you sometimes do have the opportunities to capitalize on, to get something for yourselves. But if you miss out on it, you're gonna, regret it for a long time. But for you guys, ladies and gentlemen, we have an opportunity for you to grab collectibles for your favorite teams and players from our digital partners, Terra Virtua, who are the leaders in the metaverse and NFT market space. I mean, a lot of wonderful stuff available for you guys. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our digital collectible partners, Terra Virtua, are the ones bringing you this opportunity to grab a lot of digital collectibles for yourself and support your favorite teams and players. But again, talking about teams and players, now it is time for us to have a conversation with Naveen, who has just managed to bring his team back into this series from perdition. So, Naveen, congratulations on that amazing win. That was an exciting game to watch. And were you feeling any pressure going into this matchup, or were you sure about the fact that, yes, I can do this, I can make sure that Chennaiyin FC is still going to be fighting after this game?
Yeah, I was confident after the first game also, because I've been in this situation before, so I wasn't like so afraid of playing or something. But after the second half, I had to tell you, I was under a lot of pressure, but I like being under pressure sometimes, because I like defending than attacking at times, because defending you just need to do one job, and attacking you need to vary. So, and I was defending well. Like,
You know, of course, I mean, I think we should, I should not be personally asking you anything about how this matchup went and all. I really want to head into your co-op, right? Do you have any homeworks done? Do you have anything figured out, a game plan?
nah, no game plans. We believe in ourselves. Like, that's the best plan you can have.
I'm telling
And-
you. Right?
No. We played one game before coming to the studio, so that's it. So no plans at all. We know what to do. So whatever it is, our basics. So that's what I mean by what to do.
All right, and also for you, I mean, not something that you're going to be thinking about right now, but we'll make you think about for just a little while, is the fact that you have officially made sure that you're going to be getting that MVP prize. And how does it feel to be that number one player at the tournament at the end of it all?
It feels really, really, really great. Like, with so many great players around me, and to be number one, it feels a very big thing. But for now, I'm just focusing on the next game. Like, can't enjoy it much. So
The win is there. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're going to be feeling happy about this win, but as you said, you have to focus on the next game as well. Naveen, once again, congratulations on this amazing win. Best of luck for the co-op match that you and Saransh are about to play against Mumbai City FC. And also, I mean, as Azim pointed out, you do have the MVP going for yourself as well. We do have the 4 lakh rupees, the personalized NFT, but let's not forget The deal that was made yesterday, right?
I remember that.
He's coming for this. I'm going to tell. But, again, I think this comes out really. It just came up in my mind. You're the local boy from Chennai who's made it this far. You've been the savior. So something for your Chennaiyin fans in your own language?
I can't think of anything. Maybe after the game.
Okay. We'll keep it. Save your dialogues.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to get, again, another interview after the co-op match is done. So, Naveen, once again, thank you so much for joining us for this lovely interview. And congratulations on the win. Best of luck for your next match.
Thanks a lot.
So, it's still the same mindset. One game at a time.
Yeah, but it's also interesting to note that Mumbai City FC have been in this situation before, right? In the first upper bracket finale that they played against FC Goa, they went into a crunch co-op match and they won that on penalties, right? So they've been in the pressure situations before. For Chennaiyin, they've won the 2 games straight up, or they've lost the 2 games straight up. They haven't needed to go to co-op to battle it out. So. They haven't played the co-op game ऐसे pressure environment में नहीं खेले अभी तक, so I wonder कि ये थोड़ा सा mental एक psychological factor हो सकता है.
And adding up to it, right? Saransh Jain के लिए भी एक कहीं ना कहीं एक मानसिक स्तर पर उनको एक झटका लगा होगा, because going so close, he had almost tasted victory, then conceding that equalizer, and then just going to lose it out in in the penalty shootouts. I think it's very difficult, even a player like Saransh to recover from, right? So this is it, right? This has all gonna come down to instincts, and like we've always been saying time and again, at such high pressure matches, it comes down to who makes that one little mistake that is gonna cost them 15 lakh rupees.
I would say the opposite though. Who makes the least mistakes is the one that comes out on top. But still, I mean, high pressure situation, 2v2 जो co-op match है, उस पे अब आके ये बात टिकी हुई है, जो ये 2v2 जीतेगा, they become the first ever eISL champions.
Let that sink in. And I'm sort of missing the trophy. It was just right beside us, has just gone away.
For the winners.
Yeah.
For the winners.
I thought I'd take a few selfies along with it. But regardless, I think we're going to focus on what lies ahead of us. And talking about the past statistic, like we've already discussed, right? Mumbai City FC more like an asterisk obelisk combo, right? These boys come in a package, and they've been holding each other so very strong. But for Chennaiyin FC, it has been a different sort of a relationship, you can say. Saransh Jain, sort of, you would anticipate him to be the mentor, but has been a completely different story inside the fields, where Naveen has been outscoring and has been doing better. So it comes down to a personal level, as well as how well or how fluidly they connect with each other. And you've got to speak less, get the job done for your team. Who's going to be the one, we all don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute cracker either way. I think we're just a few moments or minutes away from kicking off now. And yeah, it's a bit of an emotional moment as well. For 4 months of doing this,
for
we've been for both of us at least. But listen, it's been a long journey for not just for us. I mean, it's been an even longer journey for all of these boys over here. And of course, the 18 boys who are not involved today, who've been absolutely fantastic through this tournament. They've given us fantastic entertainment, this is the biggest stage of them all. And of course, we should let our viewers know as well that it doesn't just end here, because whoever wins, it's not just the prize money they're fighting for. They get to represent India at the FIFA Global Series 2022, which is the biggest tournament in the world.
Exactly. I mean, a big opportunity, but in order to secure yourself, that spot for yourself, there's something very interesting that you're going to have to do, is you beat the brother that has been right next to you through this entire journey for the previous 4 months. And that is something that we're going to talk about once we actually get there. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at the journey of the incredible lad that we just had a conversation with, Naveen from Chennaiyin FC.
after the first game, because I was like not playing my best in the first game against Hyderabad, so I wanted to make sure I play my best game in the second game, and it was a tough match for us because Bangalore are a really good opponent. So I wanted to play out my best game, and whatever I could, like my skills, the pressing, the passing, everything, and the skills I do in the box, so everything came out well in that game.
And this could be lights out. And yeah, it is. I think that's good night. I think there's no way back for Varsi over here.
So I was able to easily control the game and get the result as well. It's a very new experience for me because this is the first time I'm coming outside Chennai, and a tournament for such a long period in a bubble is very new for me. But now coming here and getting to know them, everyone is like, it's a different feeling, right? Like to meet others and get along. Some people may feel stressed, but I feel like it's good only for me because to me personally, we play cricket and a lot of things in the bubble. We have a small area and a lot of new friends, so I like to spend time with others, so it is a very good feeling for me. The main thing that me and my partner have learned is that we should not play with any pressure or fear, because that is not letting us play our game, the gameplay, game style we play. We feel the pressure, we can't play the game. You should play your without any pressure, play without any fear. So that is basically it.
So Naveen has said it right there. Just play your own game. Don't think about everything else. And every single time we have had a conversation with him, it's the exact same thing that he keeps giving us. I think that is the advice to us, for us to improve our performances in FIFA. But while we failed to do that, ladies and gentlemen, these lads have done an incredible job making it over here in the grand finals. Chennaiyin FC versus Mumbai City FC, and the co-op match just a few moments away.
Yep, and it's the nerves are going to be jangling. I'm sure over there you can see the tactical battles. No nerves for Ashwin. There you go. I think that's his good luck charm. I think every time he does that, he seems to get the result. No such stuff happening on the Chennaiyin FC bench. They don't want to acknowledge the cameras at all. वो अपने zone में है भाई. So that's just how it is, and I think we're almost ready to go.
At least Saransh has already decided to start with the hoodie off.
Yeah.
And you know, at this particular moment, I would have really loved to see a hand cam of the players, how their joysticks are going to be, trembling. But regardless, I think this is where you would want that cold-blooded assassin form from Saransh Jain to really get activated. As ladies and gentlemen, this all boils down to this one final matchup between each other. It's a 2v2 co-op showdown. Mumbai City FC in their blacks from left to right, and we do have Chennaiyin FC responding in their white from right to left. 90 minutes to decide the fate. Who gets to be crowned as the champions? And Mumbai City FC racing in pretty early on through the centers, just trying to get in, but Chennaiyin FC making sure they put a halt on that attack, as now they're building their own.
Yeah, I mean, my heart's already pounding just thinking about what could happen over here. Big opportunity for Chennaiyin over here, but well defended, very well defended over there. In fact, even getting a goal kick out of it, so exceptionally well done there by the Mumbai City FC boys. And again, just so closely matched. And I did mention the fact that Mumbai City FC have had to play that one big pressure co-op game up against FC Goa, which they did end up eventually winning on penalties. So they've been in this situation just about 24 hours ago, so they know how to deal with it. For Chennaiyin FC, a slightly newer experience, and that's been the hallmark of Chennaiyin, particularly in co-op. वो pressure बहुत ज़्यादा डालते हैं. They press that ball really high, and they'll be wanting to stay on that front foot, as we see now. Into the box goes Eusebio for Mumbai City FC. Will we see a long shot taken? The first touch not quite so good over there, and Chennaiyin FC now come back on the counter.
ये एक ऐसा मैचअप है जहाँ पे आप बोल नहीं सकते कि अगर सामने वाला प्लेयर इंडिविजुअली आपसे बेटर है तो वो ही जीतेगा, राइट? ये एक ऐसा मैचअप है जहाँ पे आपके कोऑप परफॉर्मेंसेस, आप किस तरीके से अटैक क्रिएट करते हो, किस तरीके से वो परफेक्ट एक पास अपने टीममेट को देते हो, एंड डेफिनेटली ये उसका एक अच्छा उदाहरण बिल्कुल ले था. ऐसा मिस टाइम pass. And ये सारी छोटी-छोटी गलतियाँ काफ़ी ज़्यादा भारी पड़ने वाली है Azim. And at this particular moment, right, both these teams need to understand that. But this is somewhere, you know, all the other competitive players can clearly relate, right? This is the pressure talking. Even the best of best have crumbled down to it. But here it's just this one matchup. It all comes down like we've already discussed, you know, who gets that perfect through ball in, who gets that perfect cross in. I think one of the best goals that we've seen in the eISL in a co-op matchup came in from Mumbai City FC side, and they have to replicate a similar sort of a player like that. But look on, hold on, as we do have Chennaiyin FC taking that shot with that left foot, but really well defended. And now Mumbai City FC, they're on a counter-attack of their own.
Oh yeah, exceptional defending there from Mumbai City FC, and you can see the press from Chennai very high. They are not allowing Mumbai a moment on the ball right now, and again getting in there. And now in these positions, when they have committed players forward, that's when the Mumbai City FC boys will be looking to hit them on that counter-attack. And again you can see like just going together, those two red and blue cursors coming forward together. And now what we're going to see is that a shot taken might be corner. Yes, it is. And it does look like Mumbai City FC, they have generally favored short corners. They don't try to experiment too much. No long balls into the box. Are we going to see a long shot, a poor first touch? And now on the counter-attack, potentially could have come Chennaiyin FC, but very rock-solid defense for both teams.
Oh yeah, they have been looking really steady over there at least. You know, they've been making the right moves, haven't really been overextending on any single occasion, because you've got to understand, you know, both these teams have some exceptional finishes. If they get that opportunity, if they get to beat that defender, they're going to tend to go in and score. Now, in terms of Chennaiyin FC, if you talk about how they love to play, you know, it could be either Naveen or it could be either Saransh, you know, taking that shot, and they still could score it. But you've got to make that right pass. You've got to make that right build-up. Where I really feel that Mumbai City FC as a team really shows up there. You know, you've got to be selfless for a certain moment, because of course we know the battle between for that MVP slot is finally done, right? We do have Naveen, who's managed to secure his hands on that 4 lakh rupees, and that personal NFT by Terra Virtua. But here, of course, the goals are not going to be counting into that tally, but still they've got to make that right pass in. Now, who's going to do that? That is the bigger question.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did see Mumbai City FC having a couple of very good opportunities. There was this one 2v3 opportunity which was just not taken. And now a lovely little bit of skill, almost getting past Ruben Diaz over there. But yeah, it's you can see it's just very crowded. The ball does bounce the way of Mumbai City FC this time. They managed to keep it. Well done to recycle possession over there. And now 34 minutes in, this first half is absolutely flown by. And now getting into that box. This is where that tikka magic could come into play, but no. Yeah. Say the boys from Chennaiyin FC, they slammed that door shut. And again, we thought we may have seen a very tentative, a very touchy, edgy game over here of co-op, because this is the last stand. This is what these last 4 months boiled down to. But both of these teams are going on the attack, and a big opportunity, getting the fullbacks involved over here. Huge chance over here. Will we see that shot taken? Green timed but blocked.
And this is what we're talking about, right? The versatility of attacks, you know, the plethora of attacks that Mumbai City FC have in their arsenal over here. You know, they've got Ashwin, who's really well adept with all those long shots out there. Then you've got a player like Tikka, who's really prolific or once he gets inside the box, once he gets into that 1v1 situation. So it gets so much tougher for Saransh and Naveen to figure out really whom to go out for. You've got to watch out on both the ends. And that is where, you know, the trouble really arises. But it ends right there. If they can manage to score a goal of their own, finding that way through that center, going in with Cruyff, taking that shot, but again, defended very well. But, you know, Maradona के साथ उन्होंने काफ़ी सक्सेस हासिल करी है, स्पेशली सरांश कल ही हमने देखा था, काफ़ी बेहतरीन खेला था. फिर से इस बार चांस अपना लेते हुए Cruyff के साथ will take the shot, and this is the breakthrough that Chennaiyin FC needed the most, finding that goal, coming in, the right pass delivered, goes for that far-off finish, and gets the Merchants on that early lead, entering into that first half, which seems to get over, but pata hi nahi chala Azim.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like this is what Chennaiyin FC are in the game for. They stay in the game, they survive, they keep building up, they keep patient, and then when you least expect it, bang! It flies into the top corner. And उस time तक I felt that Mumbai City FC का defense काफ़ी strong रहा था. They looked very, very solid. but it's just fallen away. And वो बहुत ही crucial time होता है match में, just before half time to concede that goal. It's very demoralizing. It can really affect your confidence. And now Mumbai City FC, we saw कि Ashwin अपने game में had to make that comeback. They have to do it again.
यस फिर से इतिहास को दोहराना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे मुंबई सिटी एफसी को, क्योंकि अगर नहीं करते तो शायद ये जो सफ़र था यहीं पे आके ख़त्म होगा. ऑफ कोर्स सेकंड आएंगे ज़रूर, बट वी ऑलवेज रिमेंबर द चैंपियंस. एंड प्रथम बार पहली बार हम लोग को देखने को मिल रहा है इतने बड़े स्तर पर एक इतना बेहतरीन इवेंट जो फाइनली 4 महीनों से चलता हुआ आ रहा है. आज हीरो ISL भी खत्म हुआ पेनल्टी शूट आउट के साथ. सो कुड बी ए परफेक्ट ओकेजन, बट इस बार फिर से चेन्नई एफसी यहाँ पे अपनी आक्रामक शैली आगे रखते हुए काफ़ी बेहतरीन तरीके से आगे बढ़ रहे थे फ्रॉम दैट लेफ्ट हैंड साइड. बट इट्स ऑल chaotic, it's all havoc around that midfield.
Yeah, and it's about maintaining composure now for Mumbai City FC. They can't get too desperate to win that ball. It is a little bit more difficult to do that game management, that time management in co-op matches, because आप दो player अलग directions से आ सकते हो just to press and close those passing lanes down. And now getting into that box over there, a good looking pass to find Pele. Has worked the shooting angle, does not take that shot. Needed to pull the trigger earlier. Still the chance, the possession remains with Mumbai City FC. They really have to make these moments count. With Hullet over there, now with R9 just not getting that first touch out of his feet well enough. Will get a second go at it, but it's about taking those chances when they appear, and I don't think Mumbai City FC did. Another bite of the cherry, this time again not taking the shot. It opens up and it is blocked. Just not acting on instinct, Mumbai City FC right now.
The nerves, Azim, the nerves clearly speaking volumes for what Mumbai City FC are going through right now. 8 out of 10 times, they would have gotten for those shots like that had it been the league stages. But hey, it's not even the playoffs anymore. It's the grand finals we are talking about. And this is it, right? This is where they might be kicking themselves in the foot for not taking those shots later on when they go on to review the VODs with Maradona. It can all possibly change, but gets the right pass delivered. And this could be the potential killing blow for Chennaiyin FC. And the boys very close to victory. And what a way this could be if they see things through, finally finding that little bit of a cushion that they had been searching for, a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And now the tactical discussions happening with Chennaiyin FC. I think they're just going to try to play those long balls forward and just get in behind, waste as much time as they can. Because, I mean, for Mumbai City FC, this has to be the comeback of a lifetime. 30 minutes of in-game time left. They will be throwing absolutely everything at Chennaiyin FC right now. The kitchen sink, everything available in the studio right now, they will be throwing at their opponents, and they have to. They have to. This is it.
Throw controllers and deal potential damage. But I think nothing short of a miracle is what Mumbai City FC need at this particular moment to really make a comeback. But this is where we would also require your expertise onto this. For Mumbai City FC to make a comeback, what do they need to do right now, Azim?
I mean, they need to get a goal within these next 10 or 12 minutes for sure. And I'm quite certain they're going to be looking at the quick ways to score goals, which is those long-range shots, of course. We have seen that Mumbai City FC, Ashwin, we saw in his individual game, that goal that he scored. A very quick and effective way to score that goal. But Chennaiyin FC at the same time will be looking at closing those shots down, and there, just passing that ball around, just taking their time. They're going to be passing it around defense. A little too early to start with that. But yeah, maybe we might see a few exchanges across the table, just saying, "Bhai, please, football khelo, yaar. Aise pass
Game management.
Yeah, just ethical game management. That's what it is. That should be a T-shirt. You can see over there, almost trying to foul them now, just to get something going.
Yeah.
And that's all that Chennaiyin FC are looking to do right now. They just want to play this out. I think, honestly, it's a little too early to start doing that, and you have to, try to at least even pretend that you're playing attacking football. But of course, that's just depends on each individual player. Going there with the Maserule again, defensively, very, very solid, very, very sorted. And 72 minutes on the clock, you have to say, it's looking more and more difficult now. But a quick goal over here could leave them in with a shot.
I mean, this is the point, where we're coming down to, where we really feel that Mumbai City FC seem to have gassed out a little bit, especially after conceding that second goal, right? It's becoming so much more difficult now. They're making those panic mistakes, right? They ideally do not. Now, they're just relying on their pure instincts, going through that center, make those skill moves, do those dribbles, and try to beat the defenders. But that is exactly what Chennaiyin FC would be anticipating, right? You've got to do something else. You've got to hit from the left or right wings. You've got to play those long balls. Something that I haven't really seen out of Mumbai City FC. Now, that is not them playing in the natural element, and that is something that Saranj Jain and Naveen have figured out, and they've done a really good job at capitalizing at it. And, at this certain junction, even if they concede that one goal, this does not hurt them at the longer run because they know they still have that little cushion left.
Yeah, absolutely. And now it's all or nothing. I mean, at this point, either Mumbai City FC score or they're going to concede one or two more because they just have to go all out attack. There's nothing else that they can do right now. And the ball's gone out. It's still with Chennaiyin FC, the ball right now. So they just have to do whatever they can. Maybe even look at going 3 at the back, and that's what they have done. It does look like it is 3 at the back right now, leaving pretty much no defenders over there. And it could be lights out over here if a good cross comes in. Are Chennaiyin FC going to show that ambition to get the ball in? They're getting into the box for sure right now. And could be lights out over here. Still just not able to win that ball. You can see desperately trying to just stop the flow, get a free kick, do something. Finally, they get that ball back. And now, very, very little time. I mean, they need to score immediately from this move, and they'll get a second bite at it with the throw-in. They need to get move on over here because time is really, really running out.
Oh, yeah. And, those final 8 minutes, and with every passing second, their hopes of all the Islanders, the dream start that they did get initially in that first game in the form of Ashwin, winning through the penalties, seems to have all come to a foiled attempt as Chennaiyin FC so close to get their hands on the championship trophy. And this is it, right? This is where we could really be calling the shots because they're in no intention getting that clear breakthrough. But मुझे लगा शायद ये एक और गोल हो सकता है, but the passes are way haywire.
Yeah, that was a bit of a strange one, and if they can get a goal from this, then maybe just a small sliver of hope. But again, they're just not looking like themselves in this game. Maybe it's just the nerves, maybe it's just the pressure. We've seen Mumbai City FC play way better in co-op than they have today, and now surely this is it. This is the knockout blow coming in from Chennaiyin FC. Are they going to take that shot to go? Oh, going for the rainbow kick! Oh my goodness, that could have been the icing on the cake for Chennaiyin FC. Really turning on the style for all those fans watching out there. And will we see that long range shot taken? Oh, he tried going for the rainbow flick again, and you can see the annoyance, the frustration, just sliding into tackles. Probably a penalty over here as well. Oh my goodness, there you go! Closing it out with a bang. Chennaiyin FC, they are your inaugural eISL champions.
There we have it, just sliding through victory. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. It has been officially confirmed. Naveen and Saranjan have done it. The emotions, everything flowing out. The 4 months long journey, and where we've all come down to it. Everyone anticipated Chennaiyin FC, and here they are raising the trophy very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just head in directly into the studio where we do have Lakshya with us, greeting the champions.
Absolutely. With that, as we reach the studio right here, you can see the celebrations being showcased between the wonderful players. And again, it is a very emotional ride. Definitely not an easy one to go through, but they have showcased it all. The teams, every single player right here, and all the fans, you guys have been supporting them, and they are delivering here. And the emotion, you can feel the emotion in the studio right now. There is congratulations and sorrow at the same time, but it is just so much of happiness that is being showcased. And with that, dude, what a wonderful play you have done. You lads have made it happen yet and time again and again. And with that, you have emotions, I do understand, but a few words that you could say if.
I think Naveen is the best player I've ever watched. I mean, this guy is just incredible. I can rely on him time and time again. 4 months, he showed consistency. You know, I've dropped form. Everyone in this tournament has dropped form. We've had bad games. But Naveen, I don't think he's had a single bad game. You know, he's so good. He's just too good.
You know, it all comes down to the emotional support that is being provided with the teammates as well, right? So talk a little bit about that, Naveen. When it comes down to Saransh being your teammate, what was that journey like in the 4 months?
It was throughout the tournament, like each and every game, like he backs me like no one has ever backed me so much. Like throughout every single match, he was like, "You'll do it, you'll do it." Even after the first game he lost, like he told me, "You're winning it." Like that confidence, no. So I love the confidence as well. So that boosted me, and the co-op, it's basically like
Exactly, it's like brothers together playing, and for that, again, that was an exhilarating performance coming from you lads. Thank you so very much for that, and of course the fans are going to be very much rooting for you as you push on through. With that, it is going to be time to bring on stage and introduce our COO and the co-founder of Nodwin Gaming, Gautam Work, presenting the medals to these players who have been on an exhilarating ride. Like I said, ups and downs being showcased throughout the moments. I mean, there were times when we saw Chennaiyians fall down as well, but as you can see, I mean, that emotional support was right there, helping them through and through, push on from one moment to the next, and that is what brothers are for. I mean, these are not just players and team members, these are brothers, and they have just done it in style. Along with the medals, you have to also get that check. So bring in the check, and Gautam Work, thank you so much for presenting that 15 lakh rupees check to Saransh and Naveen. Congratulations, you both have made it. And as was discussed, you are, well, again, we spoke about it in the green room. You were eagerly wanting to touch that trophy. You were wanting to get your hands on it, but you were like, no, before we win, we are not going to put ourselves in that spot. But now you can go ahead, get that trophy lifted, because this is your moment to shine. This is where the fans have been waiting for, the family you have been rooting for, and the club had been supporting you, and this was all for this moment, and this moment is definitely yours for the taking. Congratulations. Thank you. And again, keep those emotions in check, because you know you will be tested again and again and again. But just be there for each other and you will make it happen. With that, we are going to move on along and recap the story that these two have been showcasing since the past 4 months. Let's move on to the analyst desk and bring on the next.
And what an incredible journey it has been for Chennaiyin FC.
Yeah.
And that was a big check. That was literally a very big check.
You know, sometimes silence can speak volumes, right? That clearly showcase the emotions flowing in through Saransh. Now, he's won multiple tournaments, but when it all mattered, and Naveen just coming in clutch for his team, time and time again, and him being a player, you know, just saying it out in the world in front of television takes a lot out of a player like Saransh to come out. And wow, Azim, what a journey has it been for the boys, you know, coming in, pulling it off when it all mattered, and here they are, the champions.
Exactly. I mean, the champions and will be recognizable faces definitely moving forward, not just in the scene, but outside the FIFA scene as well. Because think about it. I mean, as Fixer said, Naveen was so crucial to this win. Just coming into that series against Sticker, making sure Chennaiyin FC were going to stay in the fight going into the 2v2, and then in the 2v2, both the brothers from in Chennaiyin FC jerseys, they came together, capitalized, and made sure that their club was the one with the trophy, with the medals, and also with the check.
Yeah, I mean, they've complemented each other really well as teammates, you have to say, since day one. Obviously, they've known each other from the past, the tournaments that they've played in before. But everybody went into this tournament saying, you know what, it's Saransh who's the main man, right? Naveen is going to be like the support guy, the guy who he may win some, he may lose some. But Naveen has just been super consistent, just as Saransh did point out. And thoroughly deserved a hidden gem, and now they're going to be battling it out for FGS 2022. And they're best friends now, but what's going to happen tomorrow?
They're best friends till they wake up tomorrow morning and realize that they have to beat the person that they spent the previous 4 months with.
Not happening. It's already happened. I'm telling you, they
Right
lifted
now-
the trophy. The moment they kept it, they realized, oh, we've got to go up against each other. This is the anime betrayal that we'd been talking about for quite so long, right? That golden ticket to the FGS, and only one player can get a chance to represent the country. Now, Saransh has done that in the past. Is this going to be the chance where Naveen gets to take it all?
Exactly. Well, he will definitely have an opportunity to do that, but one more thing that Naveen has taken for himself, and this is just for himself, is the MVP of the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. So let's head over back to Lakshay, who's going to be joined by Naveen for, well, receiving the MVP award.
Well, what can I say? Fixes, Azim, you were both correct, along with that prediction that was brought on in the early point of the day itself, and along with that, as you did bring it, yes, it is Naveen who will get the MVP. So let's bring him on the stage itself once again from Chennaiyin FC, a player who has just defeated all the odds as you went down. I mean, your team went down in the low brackets and then you pushed on, and the emotion from that, how was you able to bring yourself up from that?
I don't know, to be honest. Like, I was just focusing on my game because I've been in this situation before, so I was just focusing what I do the best, like the basics, like whatever I can. So it worked out on the day.
It definitely did, and it has been miraculous, right? Because I can seriously see when it comes down to your player, your teammate, your brother, the emotional support, the pressure that was felt, you were there supporting him throughout. And for that, of course, the fans are going to be very happy. You ought to be very proud. And dude, I am just emotional right now. With that, it is time to bring on the check that is, of course, to be delivered for the MVP of the tournament. 4 months in the making, and here we have it. Naveen taking that prize. 4 months in the making, time and time again, going ups and downs. Like I said, I mean, the team went down in the low bracket as well, but did not lose hope. It was just not possible for them. But that is what was on stake. No, dude, you've got the trophy once again. You've got the trophy to pick up, so go right ahead. That is going to be yours as well. Bring that home along with that medal. Make your club proud. And, well, what a journey. What a journey. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you so much for taking us through that journey as well. As we say sayonara once again. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Wonderful. Congratulations. And thank you, sir, for being on the stage with us and taking out your time. Wow. All right. So that has been an emotional ride, as we can definitely agree. It was not an easy, it was not definitely fun all the time, because there were emotions connected. There was a lot of hype along with that, and there were so many fans wanting to root for their teams, wanting to root for their cities. But in the end, you know, there's only going to be that one champion. And today, that champion for eISL 2022 has been crowned to Chennaiyin FC. Alongside that, it is a huge thanks to our sponsors. And talking about the sponsors itself, right off the bat, we are going to talk about eISL has been powered by Coca-Cola, along with the esports partner, who's going to be Nordwind Gaming. Associated sponsors, Hero. Platform partner is going to be PlayStation, and digital collectibles partner is going to be Terra Virtua. So once again, a huge thanks to all of these wonderful teams who participated, all of you guys sitting back at home, for being a part of this journey, making it so very momentous, so heartbroken, and so wonderfully exhilarating, all together in just one wholesome word. I would say it was a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day through and through and through every single moment that we experienced. With that, we do reach the end of the day. But the journey is not yet done. The team has won. Yes, they walked away with that money, with that crown, with that wonderful trophy. But now a lot more is going to be on the line for both the players and Naveen as well as Sarans, because tomorrow 7 p.m. they are going to be playing to be a part of FGS. Yes, you heard that, and that is going to be, well, again, a difficult thing. We saw them brothers together, but now they're going to have to fight against each other to be representing the country. And that is going to be an emotional ride as well. So do not forget to tune in 7 p.m. tomorrow. Until then, take care. Sayonara.